Say there, I am recording this from a hotel room in Grand Island, Nebraska. I'm on a road trip, been out here for about a week, and the day that I left, mm, the Excel team pulled this dirty trick on me. They released the image function. I'm on the road from Portland, Oregon down to Reno, Nevada, and they pull this jive on me. So there have been some good videos created, and I have to be the uncle again. All right, watching out for you, making sure you don't get caught up in a trick bag. See, just and look, imagine this. A bunch of family and friends get together, have a nice meal, like Thanksgiving, all right? And then afterward, see, I'm the uncle that's happy and just wants to sit down on the couch, watch some episodes of Forged in Fire, and then I hear the voice of this ne'er-do-well friend of the family, and he's talking to you and saying, hey, pull my finger. And then I get up and I turn to him. I say, look, there ain't no chiropractors here. So there ain't no reason for any finger pulling to be going on here today. And nobody has requested any booty horn music. So stop it. That's who I am for you. While everybody else is standing around waiting for you to pull his ne'er-do-well's finger. No. All right, let's get into this image function. The image function allows you to very easily work with images in Excel, particularly bring them into a workbook. You have to use a URL. You cannot link to a local drive. You cannot link to a cell. Look at this. From the back of my website, I have the URL to a picture of Santa and one for Krampus. Now let me show you the butt-naked version of the image function. I'm going to go down here. Look at this. Equals image. Open parentheses. The source. Okay, there is the source, that URL. And if you use just a straight URL, you have to put it in double quotes. And then comma, alt text, that's optional. So I'm going to click here for Santa. Comma, different sizing options. It defaults to 0 so that the image will fit the cell. A 1 to fill the cell. 2 for the original size of the image. And then 3 to custom size. And that is really fiddly. I'm going to leave you to fiddle with that. So right now I am going to hit 0 and close parentheses and enter. Now look, there is the Santa Claus. And notice when I hover my mouse over the image, there's that pop-up. And this begins the list of things that I don't like about how this function works. And it's still in beta. So if you have the Office 365 version and are in beta, you might have this. Let's go back and look at some other things. Okay, so here, this image, and now there's the pop-up again. All right, so I'm going to click on it, and you can see the image. Here is the 3, where I have put 400 by 390. One interesting thing, I'm going to go down here. Here is an image that I copied and pasted as values. Now you can see with the cell highlighted, there's just Santa in the formula bar. No formula, but hovering over it, okay, we still get that pop-up. after the paste as values. Okay, so let's go down here. Here is something that I did with this image. I'm going to highlight it, and there's that pop-up again. All right. The formula says if the value in D19 is greater than or equal to 0, then show Santa. If it's less than 0, then show Krampus. So we got a 33 here. Now let's put this as a -5. Enter. And it automatically flips to Krampus. I have a video on how to do this if you bring the images into Excel, and it is a long, complex, nuanced process to do it, but you can do it. I kind of prefer that, but let's move on. Here is something that I created based on images from my road trip. So let's say that we have all of these images. All right, we got these images, these 7, and then here are the URLs here. Just click on one. You can see the full URL in the formula bar. And then let's say that we are taking votes. Up here, let's click on this. You see I'm using an XLOOKUP and a large function inside of the image function in order to pull the images that have the first, second, and third most votes. So right now we've got Beatty, Nevada. Here's the Clown Motel in Tonopah, Nevada, and that pop-up again. And here is a picture I took in Las Vegas from a hotel room. Let me show you one thing. Here we've got the images. All right, now I'll go up here to this column and I double click. The column auto widened based on this cell, not on the image, but there is the pop-up. This thing is bothering the hell out of me. So let's undo. All right, so let's make a change. Let's say that we got the Devil's Punch Bowl now has 103. Okay, and enter, and then look at that, it's busy. Okay, and we're waiting. And finally, we see the Devil's Punch Bowl, and the sizes are all wonky. So those are a few things to show you about the image function, but we got to really think about this because there's a lot of work involved, because you can't bring the images, the raw images, into the workbook and then link them to the formulas or functions. I had to download the images and then upload them to the back of my website. Now watch this. Here is the back of my website, and I accidentally uploaded the Las Vegas image twice. I should delete one of them, but I need to be careful about which one I do delete, because one of them is tied to this workbook. And when I first heard about this function and then started to play with it and noticed that you have to call the image via a URL, the first term that I thought about, link rot. Link rot is this phenomenon where, as the internet has matured, more and more links are breaking. But I do understand that that's how the internet works, but that does not minimize the concern about link rot. And for those of you who do download this workbook, yes, the URLs will be in here, but you now have to be concerned about link rot. I'm gonna die one day. One day I might get tired of this whole Excel thing and take the website down and go to auctioneer school and do something totally different. So you have to pay attention to this kind of stuff. That's the image function. Play with it. Let me know how you like it. And I'm just here to give you the warnings so that you don't get in trouble, so that you don't pull this ne'er-do-well's finger. That's all. I'm not saying that the image function is bad or to avoid it like a smelly old skunk. No. You just have to be very, very aware.